The new channel. The new channel. Hashtag TNC Now.
The views, opinions, and insights expressed in the following shows are those of the host, producers, guests, and viewers. They do not necessarily reflect the position of the channel. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello and welcome to the new channel.
Our passion transforms a community that sees all things new.
I'm Erwin.
I'm Carlo.
And I'm Chino, and we are live here at BGC for Season 2 World Premiere of
Shots
Fired!
Uy, bago yun ah. Happy Easter pare.
Good evening.
Good evening, guys.
Good
Welcome to
evening.
Shots Fired.
Good evening.
Welcome season 2 na tayo,
Season-
mga kaibigan.
Oo.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. So yung staff natin, 100 people na yung staff natin.
Yeah.
Swak na swak. Par. Ay,
Mm.
huwag na natin patanggalin. Isa rin naman ang
Let's-
topic na pag-uusapan
Yes,
natin
yes.
sa araw na to.
Ako, NBA playoffs na.
The playoffs, yes.
Oh my God.
So, the past, actually kahapon, nagkagulo na tayo sa play-in.
Yep.
So, today, ang topic lang natin, simple lang natin, pag-uusapan natin yung bracket.
Yes.
So, saan natin sisimulan, par?
O sige, simulan muna natin sa East. Sa East Coast
Okay,
muna
let's go
natin.
for
Okay.
East.
We still have one play-in in the bracket, which is the Miami Heat versus the Chicago Bulls.
Sakto, par.
Yeah. Tomorrow yan.
Tomorrow guys, so hold your seats. Hold your seats. So, medyo magandang laro natin tomorrow. It's do or die
Yes.
or do or die for
NSD.
Yes. So, kayo who do you think guys who will win in this do or die game
So, ano yung kalaban?
tomorrow?
Sino yung kalaban ng
So
Miami?
it's Chicago Bulls
Chicago.
who won earlier versus
Tama,
the Toronto Raptors, which is very close game.
Yes.
Very close game, very close game. I watched the final seconds. The Chicago Bulls was up by 3, and then Pascal Siakam was fouled in the 3-point line. There was a chance to be, mag-overtime sila, and hindi na shoot ni Pascal on the second free throw, so he has wala na siyang choice kundi shoot the rebound, the third, but Chicago got the ball and there's the third.
So, we are assuming Miami ang...
Of
ang
course,
par.
Another
Miami
hero,
since Dwayne Wade era. Pero syempre, we get credit with Chicago Bulls, malakas sila this season. Although syempre, tingnan natin kung mabibit. Well, sige, let's say na the chances that okay. Okay. The chance. Sige, sabihin natin Miami Heat must have this miracle. Okay.
Yes.
Kasi okay.
Lovina, man. Everything.
Based on my inanalyze ko yung season ng Chicago and Miami. Miami didn't want any game versus the Chicago Bulls, which has that advantage of the Chicago.
Of course.
Kaya syempre,
Oh.
let's see if Eric Spoelstra has this magic. Baka mamaya, baka pasok.
Baka magic sarap lang yung dahil yung pagluluto niya.
Pero syempre, let's see for tomorrow. Tingnan natin kung
So Miami, feeling mo Miami. Wala ko na feeling.
Yeah.
hopefully. Syempre team ko pa.
Bro,
Bilisan na natin.
I'm going with the Bulls. DeRozan, you got Levine, of course.
Mhm.
I mean, medyo kompletos Ricardo's on a backcourt standpoint. And obviously, I know anything can happen in the playoffs or the play-in tournament. But I'm going with Chicago with this one.
Sure.
It's plain and simple.
Huwag na natin sayangin yung oras natin, guys, kasi kahit ano naman sino manalo sa kanila, tatalunin naman sila ng Milwaukee Bucks.
Yeah.
So, simulan na natin.
Totoo
Huwag na tayo maglokohan pa.
Wait lang. Okay, sige. Okay. Based on what I assessed on
Oo, nakapagpahinga ng mabuti si
Siyempre.
Pare.
Yeah.
Assessment.
Siyempre, tingnan
Support
natin.
yan.
Mas malaki ang chance na ma-beat ng Chicago Bulls ang Milwaukee Bucks.
Uy, why is that?
Naglaro si Jordan?
No.
Rodman is back?
No. Based on the 4 games, they played 4 games against the Bucks. Okay, for each team, for Heat and both teams won 2-2. Okay, but the Miami Heat won because Giannis didn't play on those 2 games. Okay. So there is a possibility. So kung manalo man, if the Miami Heat won versus the Chicago Bulls, most likely they will lose on the Milwaukee Bucks. If Giannis is healthy, okay. We'll go to Chicago. Chicago won versus the Bucks 2 wins. Even though if Giannis played. Okay? Because of the production of
Antitikupo to, ha?
Yes.
Nanasis.
Yes. No.
Nananakit.
No.
Chop lang yun.
So Giannis mga plays ni Giannis, mga 30 points plus pa siya. And DeRozan, mga 30 points din. If DeRozan stay constant with his scoring, we know kasi we had a history with DeRozan. When it comes to playoffs, he disappears. He disappears. If this playoffs, he becomes consistent with his playing style, with his scoring, maybe they can pass through the Milwaukee Bucks. But for me, I will give the Milwaukee Bucks to the second round on this.
Okay.
For me.
Alam, dapat mas naghanda tayo si Pare.
Ready with everything.
Pero, at the end of the day, mga nagkakasundo tayo dito.
Bucks.
First round,
Second round.
Saka sa ating napakagandang graphics.
By the
natin.
way, let's give
go.
props to ESPN.
Yes.
Thank you for preparing
Napakalupit.
Napakalupit.
for everybody.
Napakaganda ginawa ni ESPN.
Thank you, ESPN.
Pakipili po ng Milwaukee Bucks. Naabot ng round 2. Yung Milwaukee Bucks.
Yeah. But sa
Anyway, habang
Milwaukee,
pinipili natin. So, tawid muna tayo sa Western Conference. Denver Nuggets. So, hinihintay natin ang mananalo sa Minnesota Timberwolves at OKC. Ang lupit nung laro kahapon. Ang lupit ng laro, sa sobrang lupit, akala ni Lebron siya yung nagpapanalo.
Okay.
Gaganon-ganon ka pa.
Okay.
So, tapos
What is
na.
this?
So, give props na lang muna. Bayan natin pag-usapan yung Lakers. But the difference this time around, Rudy Gobert will be playing against OKC. OKC is amazing. Earlier today, the swag of Shai Alexander's interview was amazing. For me, I think short version, OKC will beat the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Minnesota Timberwolves will realize that it was a big mistake giving up all the assets for Rudy Gobert. However, the question here is that sino ang tatalunin ba nila ang Denver Nuggets? Ang sagot ay
Hindi pa rin.
So nagkasundo na rin tayo.
Hindi pa rin. Nothing to lose.
Hindi pa rin nagbago yung opinion ko about the Denver Nuggets. I still believe this is their year to win. I still believe the Joker is still the MVP. But wag na natin patanggalin yung usapan.
Click Denver.
Click Denver Nuggets.
Denver to the second round. Pero yung SGA, bro, iba yun.
Malupit si SGA kanina. The confidence, and wala pa si Chet nung mga panahon na yun. No?
Yes.
So, napakalupit. So,
Next year would be, but
Correct.
Nuggets to the second round.
Punta tayo sa third game natin sa baba. Number 2 versus number 7. Etong matindi. Ikaw na tumira nito.
Yeah,
Celtics versus the
Celtics
Hawks.
and the Atlanta Hawks. So we all know for a fact that Trae Young last year iced New York. Mamaya pag-usapan natin yung New York.
Tayo dyan.
But the Celtics has been number 1 almost the entire season. They just got taken over by the Milwaukee Bucks. Siguro mga around third part now or fourth part now of this season. I still believe in the Celtics. Obviously, Jason Tatum is legit. Who's that other guy? Number 7. Jaylen Brown is legit. Who's our
Marcus Smart.
Smart is there.
So the pieces are there for the Celtics to win it all. So ako, hindi ko alam sa inyo, but
wala. I think ito
yung
yung
second round for
the
Boston Celtics. I guess no question about the Celtics. Maski naman throughout the season alam natin. So papasok sa second round ang Boston Celtics.
Yes.
Pakipili na po. Ayos. Napakahusay. Tawid ulit tayo sa Western Conference. Ito, yung pinag-usapan natin kanina.
The Grizzlies and the Lakers.
Grizz and Lakers, bro.
Okay.
Para sa'yo, ibigay ko na sa'yo.
natin ulit.
Sa akin ulit.
Yes.
Pero wala akong analysis dito. Pero syempre, there were a lot of changes in the Lakers roster within the season. They have Westbrook during the start of the season, but during the deadline they traded him off. They got Malik Beasley.
Okay. Sige.
Jared Vanderbilt, who is a good defender. They got
Amang nasa analysis mo, parang dami mong ina-analyze dyan. Dami mo sinulat pa.
Hindi tayo ready. Mas ready itong kaibigan natin.
Dapat kasi namimigay ng tablet dito eh.
They got DeAndre Russell back to the Lakers, so it's a good scoring player for the Lakers. But of course, Lebron is still there.
Come on.
AD is still there. He's still active.
AD, of course.
Then Schroeder is
Actually, si AD nagpa-foul eh. Namamahol. Namamahol pa eh.
Si Schroeder is siguro naman Lakers 80 million nandun pa, di ba?
Grabe naman. 80 million, kumaka 80 million naman to.
He was offered
so anyway,
before, diba?
short version, pinipili mo yung Lakers sa
Yes.
Papi.
Ako, Grizz ako. Because the Grizzlies, they don't have anything to lose in a sense of experience. You got Ja Morant, regardless of what has happened, late this season. I mean, tapos si Dillon Brooks is there.
Correct.
I mean, I would say completos recados din ang Memphis. They wouldn't be number 2. If they don't have a complete, package in terms of offense and defense. What about you?
Tapusin na natin yung usapan. I do think it is the Grizzlies. This is not a hatred kind of thing. This is not a hate speech whatsoever. But I think it is the time for the young blood.
Yep.
It's a young blood. It's a young game. All young. The only challenge I have for Memphis, wala si Steven Adams.
Oh, yes.
Yun lang naman yun. So I think AD AD, and Triple J, Jared Jackson
Jared
Jr.
Jackson
was January
Jr.
on the route. I don't think anybody in the Lakers could guard Ja Morant one-on-one.
Of course.
Siyempre si Lebron pa rin siya, sure, but everything else, Dylan Brooks, he will annoy D'Lo. At the end of the day, I hope nobody gets shot, but I think the Memphis Grizzlies
yeah.
post number 2.
So,
Pasok natin.
pasok natin yung Memphis Grizzlies. Yeah.
Number 2,
the
ituloy na
second
natin. Tawid ulit tayo sa East Coast, no? Napili na ba yung Memphis? Pili po yung Memphis.
So, lower right natin. Yeah.
Kaya na yan. Pinractice na natin yan.
Lower right yan. Lower right. Kaya natin yan.
Ay.
Memphis will actually, yan.
Swak. So balik tayo sa East Coast. O para sa'yo naman, bro.
Alright. Oh, hey,
The
let's do
Cleveland
this.
Cavaliers versus the New York Knicks.
To be honest, I'm actually wearing the wrong jersey right now, guys. Sorry naman. Okay, wrong jersey. Doon ako talaga sa New York City. You know, guys, that's my city. So, Cleveland Cavaliers versus the New York City Knickerbockers. Of course, it's a very, very exciting matchup simply because, number 1, 71-point king in Donovan Mitchell sa Cleveland. Tapos kalaban nila Bronson. And remember, guys, Utah had Donovan Mitchell last year, and Bronson was with Dallas, right? Before Utah getting booked, right?
Yeah.
And now this time around, maglalaban sila sa first round, and it's going to be an offense versus defense thing.
Right.
Why do I say that? Knicks offense. You got Barrett there. You got Quickly. Obviously, you got Bronson, and of course, yung X Factor sana lumabas yung Randall. He has to redeem himself this time around. And I'm pretty certain that he will be able to redeem himself. And then on Cleveland side naman, we got Donovan Mitchell, the Spider. But aside from that, parang I don't see anyone else helping out
Hindi nga.
the Cavs.
Wow.
Hindi ba si
Yeah.
Is it
Wala.
Darius Garland a
Well,
factor?
Garland is okay. He's not an all-star this year. Last year, yes,
Okay.
but
You've heard of Mobley, right?
yeah,
Hindi to
last year.
hindi to Katino Mobley, ha?
Yeah,
Hindi to si Katino
no.
Mobley,
Evan
ha?
Mobley.
Evan Mobley to, ha, par.
But again,
7-3 lang, ha? 7-3 lang to, ha?
Evan Mobley and then
How
Randall. I
About
mean,
Jared
right.
Allen.
Jared,
Okay.
basta, Knicks ako. Bahala kayo dyan.
Okay.
3 pieces ang Knicks
Si-
to actually redeem themselves.
Si Ryan
from last
Cable
year.
nito, si Ryan Cable nito. Hindi ko alam.
Knicks.
So anyway,
Sige,
ikaw,
sige.
well, Cleveland, obviously simple. You mentioned it. It's Spiders team. What is interesting here is that somebody will lose their job if the New York Knicks loses. Bakit? They were very, very close into getting the Spider to play in New York.
Right.
Now,
Native New Yorker, by the way.
yes, ayun na nga yung point, diba?
Hindi nakuha.
Hindi nakuha. Imagine if Spider was there, I think they were trying to get RJ Barrett, kaya lang they were asking too much. But how do you quantify too much if this is the Spider?
71 points, man.
Yep.
So
That's too much.
I think as much as the New York Knicks has improved, Spider will lead the way. Maybe in a matchup standpoint, I get it. In a power forward, malakas talaga si Julius Randle. Walang makakabantay sa kanya doon. But I think in terms of shooting, in terms of overall defense, I give this to Cleveland.
Cavs is number 1 this year.
4-1. Not even close. I don't think.
Okay.
Papi, break the tie, Papi.
Sige. Yung for those two teams, Donovan Mitchell has playoffs experience.
Always getting
Bronson
booted
has playoff experience. Both of them, right? But I'll give this is that the team who will advance to the New York Knicks.
Parang di tayo nag-usap kahapon.
Because
Because Sige.
based on the matchup during this season, the Cavs only won once versus
deep in analytics si pare
Yes.
today, ha? Deep in analytics.
and the only game that they won, Kevin Love scored 29 points.
Which is
Patanda
very,
na.
very...
Sige.
Yeah.
At wala na siya, di ba?
Wala
Sa
na
Miami na
siya.
siya.
Nasa Miami na
Oo,
siya.
malapit na siyang ma-eliminate, no? Tama.
So, for the rest of the other games, it was Bronson who was
Bronson was really leading.
dominating.
Okay.
Almost
Even Mitchell scored 42 points. It was Bronson who scored 48. So,
Okay na, sige na. Talo ko. New York
New York
New York Knicks.
versus the Bucks. Kahit hindi man mananalo yung New
Oh,
York sa
sila
Bucks.
pa.
New York sa Bucks.
Mamaya
hindi
natin
man
pabutin
mananalo.
yun. Mamaya natin pag-usapan.
Sige,
So, New
sige.
York against okay. New York against Cleveland. So sa kabila naman, tapos bilisan natin ng konti. Phoenix and the Clippers.
Alright, simulan ko na rin.
Yes, please.
Kasi mali ng jersey, mali ng
Pero
number.
tama yung pangalan.
Pero tama yung pangalan.
Pangalan.
Okay?
Oh.
X factor KD as well. Just like Randall's in New York, KD will be the X factor for the Suns. I know you got Booker and CP3 and Ayton already, but with the addition of KD, it's an automatic championship team for the Suns. It's a threat. Actually, I was very, very happy that the Golden State Warriors did not make it to number 5 because if it's Suns versus Golden State, ang hirap umili. But then again, may reason kung bakit Clippers ang kalaban nila. So, for me, tama na, tapos na usapan, Suns second round. What about you guys?
Honestly, Clippers sana. Clippers sana. O, diba sa nakikisaw-saw ako sa galit. No? Kaya lang,
Westbrook is there now.
it's a little difficult to root for the Clippers right now, especially Paul George.
Paul George,
Yeah.
first game.
So yun lang naman yun. Other than that, if it was a complete team, but realistically, without Paul George, I don't think they're gonna go too deep. Baka makachampa sila ng isa.
Pero Westbrook is redeeming himself as a Clipper, ah.
Mm-hmm. Sure, but you won't be able to define that in a
Sure.
series.
Whatever.
But
Kaya ang
for,
isa
yeah,
pa kasi, why not, di ba?
Brody,
but for my it would be syempre, it would be the Suns.
Okay.
Yeah.
It would be
Objective-
Tingnan natin yung Phoenix.
objective ano is the Suns.
Mahaba-haba. Alam natin na mahaba-haba yung usapan. Tawid tayo sa East. Last East Coast game would be the Philadelphia 76ers
Oy.
and the Brooklyn Nets. Kalaban!
Kalaban!
So, wala tayong magkunwari pa. Siyempre, idol pa na natin si James Harden kahit naka-throwback area ko. So, simplihan na natin. Joel Embiid, MVP. James Harden, former MVP. Brooklyn Nets, sino-sino sila? Wala. Tapos ang usapan.
Yuto Watanabe.
Teka lang.
What a who?
What a who?
What a what? What a who?
Even if you got Mikal Bridges there, Mikal is really playing strongly. Player of the month, huh? Could you imagine?
Siya ba?
Player? Yeah, for the East. Mikal Bridges, bro. Ito, mag-validate. But anyway,
Sige.
objectively, Sixers ang mananalo.
Yeah.
I know I'm wearing Brooklyn, but the Sixers will advance to the second round for sure.
Alam nyo ba na James Harden is the only player in NBA history to have 3 scoring titles and 2 assist titles? Para!
Sure.
Nagawa pa ni Lebron yan.
Sure.
Hindi.
Okay, sure.
Kalma. Kalma. Relax lang.
I trust the
Pero-
process.
Pero syempre, 'di ba? We're rooting for the Sixers, 'di ba?
Yes, the Sixers.
Well, automatically will be the Sixers talaga.
Ah,
Kasi
Mhm.
even though Durant and Irving was there, hindi sila nanalo sa Sixers.
Wala. Wala talaga.
Oo.
Sa maganda ang chemistry talaga ng Sixers, especially when
correct.
Harden came on
And
board. So
sila yung nag-load management ng tama.
Yes.
Hindi yung paputol-putol or mahaba. They did it well and I think they're healthy enough. Let's see.
Yes,
Mali
yes.
mo, baka ito na yung second coming ni Ben Simmons. Hindi natin alam.
oh my God, he's out, di ba?
Out na ba?
Out na.
Mas
Yeah.
Australia, ayaw na siyang
Oh,
paglaro.
he's out for the season.
So let's
Cam Thomas na lang ang
let's pick
sasalba
the
sa
Sixers.
Brooklyn.
So, malino na yung sa natin. So turika muna yung East bago natin tapusin yung West. Ang round 2 natin basically Bucks and
New York.
New York.
Then
Ewan ko sa inyo.
Sixers and Celtics.
Sa kabila naman, meron pa tayong isang game, Sacramento Kings versus the Golden State Warriors, man.
Mhm.
Take it away. This is an exciting series.
This is so siyempre, the Warriors will be defending their title on this one. But we can consider that the Kings, for the longest time since I think
17 years. 17 years bago sila naka-playoffs ulit.
they are
2006
hungry.
Mhm.
They are hungry to be
Mhm.
elevating on this playoff series. So,
Mhm.
sino bang tingin mo who will guard Sabonis on this point?
Wala.
Well, wala.
Hindi na si Green? Di kaya nag-green
Wala
sa Sabon.
technically, but
Hindi.
remember guys, this is still a team game.
Mhm.
And
Mm.
in terms of championship, 4-time champions ang Golden State Warriors. I mean, they're the defending champions. There is still that edge.
Mhm.
You know, Steve Kerr is still your coach. Kuminga is like crazy. And I mean,
Dumang ka lang minsan, okay na.
guys,
Par naman.
guys, to see is to believe. If the Sacramento Kings will beat the defending champs, I'll believe the
Okay,
Kings.
so
Golden
Warriors.
State.
Warriors.
Golden State.
Hati ako eh.
Ay, hindi mo parang bukas. Kailangan ko mo.
Mahirap eh,
but-
mahirap. It's hard
But
to go
but
against champs.
looking at the depth kasi, looking at the depth, you have Jordan Poole pa din eh. You have Jordan Poole who will win the
Nasuntok
who may win the 6th man of the year. He was the one dominating while Kerwin was
Right.
was injured.
That's saka matapang.
So
He's really
I'm not
matapang.
sure. I'm not sure if De'Aaron Fox got injured, they can still continue their winning. So I'll give it to the Warriors for.
Pero number one clutch player pala sa season, I just realized,
Sorry,
I
man.
remembered, si De'Aaron Fox is number one sa
Okay.
clutch points in the entire season. So ikaw, what's your...
Simple lang
Golden
para
State.
sa akin. Hindi nyo kasi nabanggit yung tamang tao. Si Mike Brown. Alam niya yung sistema ng Golden State kasi. So yun yung, that's where I'm coming from. Fox is awesome. Sabonis is awesome.
Yep.
So yung 1-2 punch talaga nila medyo solid. Inaamin ko na. Medyo may edad yung Golden State. But no offense. Maraming magagalit sa akin. They're done. They're done. So I know, kasi lamang na kayo, yung Warriors ang papasukin natin, but that's as far as we're gonna go. So West natin, kompleto na yung lineup natin.
But
We're
you know,
choosing the Warriors.
Warriors.
Choosing the Warriors.
Yeah.
I agree on your point because you have your point. You got your point.
Excellent point.
I remembered when the Warriors got Don Nelson from the Dallas Mavericks, and Don Nelson knows the place of the Dallas Mavericks. That's why
that was the idea.
they beat the Dallas Mavericks on that.
Again, to see is to believe.
Yeah.
Yun talaga.
Grabe, nasa round 1 pa lang.
Round one pa lang, mainit. Round
So
one.
recap natin, Denver
Versus
Phoenix
versus the Phoenix Suns.
Golden State versus Grizzlies, the Bucks, the Knicks, 76ers, and the Celtics.
Oh. Pero bago tayo tumuloy, parang nakikita ko ang energetic mo ngayon.
Kasi na-miss ko kayo.
Iba yung reach eh. Oh.
3 linggo kayong hindi nakausap.
Oh.
At na-miss ko kayo. Pero maliban doon, medyo dumarating tayo sa age na we need to take care of our bodies a little better. Tayo magsinungaling. Mga 40 plus na tayo. We look 35, pero 40 plus na tayo. Pero isa sa mga dinagdag ko sa diet ko, bro.
Yan,
Yung Barley Max. Yung Barley Max talaga. Hindi naman secret how effective barley is, no? But this Barley Max, I take it every meal, just 1 scoop. It reduces appetite.
Right.
So nakakatulong talaga to sa pagdidieta. Alam naman natin, at our age, lowering the cholesterol, lowering heart disease, these are really, really big things for us, no?
Right.
So, I recommend this for you guys. Now, complement drinking this, pare at dito susi ng energy.
Fiber energy.
Alam naman natin ang fiber. Maganda yan sa sistema natin. It cleanses the body.
Right.
Kung na tayong magkahaya, it kind of cleanses inside, which is very important, particularly to reduce colon cancer.
Yeah, it flushes the toxins. Yeah,
Everything.
correct.
Cholesterol.
Yeah,
Imbis na kape, ito na yung iniinom ko sa office. So para sa atin, no, sa mga office people like us, honestly, titos like us, Barley Max supplemented with energy. Excellent products, man. Excellent stuff, bro.
So thank you.
Magsiginom kayo. Kasi mo kulang kayo sa energy. Gusto kayo sabayan.
yeah.
Okay, sasabayan natin si Carlo. Sasabayan si Carlo for sure.
Packaging pa lang, bro.
Yeah.
Dito pa lang sa packaging, wala na par. Health is wealth, guys.
Health
You need
is
to be
wealth.
healthy.
Tama yan.
Pwede.
Santi Fiber Energy.
Santi par, malupit talaga yan. So okay na, habang may energy pa kayo, round 2. Tapusin na natin itong round 2 nung makauwi na tayo.
Alright.
Simulan na natin sa East Coast dahil gustong-gusto mo yung New York nyo. Round 2, the Bucks versus the Knicks.
Bucks.
Wala na usapan na.
Box talaga
Bucks
eh.
talaga.
Okay, tumawag na ba asawa mo? Pinapawin ka na?
Bucks.
Ah, okay.
Pare, it's time. Bucks.
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 Okay, piliin na natin yung Milwaukee
Bucks
Bucks.
na tayo, pare. Bucks.
Box.
Ay, tapatan na natin sa
No
susunod.
discussion. And so,
76ers. Okay,
this is
so medyo mabigat.
Yeah,
Medyo
this is
mabigat.
gonna be a bit tough because obviously you're going up against two different giants
Right.
of the East.
So let me take on this. Obviously, I'm gonna go the bias route of
Sure.
the Philadelphia 76ers.
Yes.
Para sa akin, no, James Harden, as much as I love this dude, medyo nababantay na siya ni Jaylen Brown. Even nung nasa Houston pa siya, talagang pangtapat talaga.
Yes.
Si Jaylen Brown talagang defensive. Marcus Smart stoppers, kahit nagpa-flop si Smart.
Bruh.
The challenge now for me, for Boston, however, is I don't think anybody could guard Joel Embiid one-on-one.
Yes.
Definitely, I don't think.
Hindi kaya ni
Horford is too slow.
No.
Tsaka, and Horford kasi he's a natural 4.
Mm.
So talagang lumalabas siya. So that's the only way that Boston can beat Philadelphia. On the other hand, I don't think there's anybody in Philadelphia who could guard Tatum.
Yeah.
So, Halimo on Halimo. You're right. These are two monsters.
These are giants, man.
Mas ako na nahihirapan, no? So, objectively, I still think the 76ers may laban sila ng konti.
Okay.
Konti lang.
Okay.
What about you, Erwin?
But, I know
What's your
you
take on
guys
it?
will think differently.
What's your take on it?
Okay. For me, I agree with Carlo. May chance. Maka may mananalo pa ng game si Sixers sa Celtics. Pero tignan natin kung sino yung nagko-contribute on points. It's Embiid, Harden, minsan si Harris, minsan si Shake Milton. Sila lang eh. For the Boston Celtics, automatic si Jaylen Brown at saka si Tatum, okay? But if they are off the shooting nila. Based on statistics, 7 lagi ang double digits ng players. Na 7 players
Going
lagi
on.
double digits. We got Malcolm Brogdon, you have Derek White, you have Hauser. It's
Surprising.
surprising.
Very surprising.
So these guys has the harmony, you know. I can see them like the Spurs during their heydays. Okay. So
Okay.
because they
Sure, fair enough.
they contribute very well.
So I assume you're gonna go for the Celtics then.
I'll go for the Celtics.
So break the tie, par. Sino mananalo dito?
Inisip ko kasi pare, sino yung best na makakamatch sa Bucks eh? Right? Is it the 76ers or the Celtics? And ako, I'm not a fan of, kumbaga hindi ako, I'm a fan of basketball, I'm not a fan of these two teams. But just to break the tie, I think I'm going with the Sixers. Pare.
Ah!
I think I'm going with the Sixers.
All right.
Thank you. So Eastern Finals
Sixers
natin. Philadelphia 76ers.
Bro, we got
Milwaukee
the
Bucks.
MVP.
Pero tapusin na natin agad bago natin tumawid. Sino mananalo sa Bucks at 76ers?
Hirap yan. Because
Tapusin
you
natin.
have Giannis versus Embiid.
Embiid, yep.
Middleton versus Harden. Who will guard Jrue Holiday on this?
Bucks ako, bro. I'm going for the Bucks on this one. Sorry for Embiid, but you know, yung experience ni Giannis and the entire team is quite.
You know,
Crazy.
the secret on the Sixers is Tobias Harris. If he will be
Madalang nga natin banggitin no?
If he will be productive on this series, they might go to the finals.
Okay.
This.
Yeah. So paano na?
I'm still going with the Bucks.
Okay,
Bucks
so
ako.
ang akin lang dito is that I'm excited about this matchup because James Harden historically ino-okray niya si Giannis. Diba? Alala niyo yung sinabi niya na any 7-footer can do what he can do.
Yeah.
What he does is more skillful. But now, objectively, I think in this scenario, I think Milwaukee goes to the finals. I think Milwaukee. So, finals entry natin for the East, the Milwaukee Bucks. O, tapusin natin sa kabila. Unahin natin, Denver and Phoenix.
Ang hirap nun.
Ito, hindi ko alam. Hindi ko na alam, bro. Ako hindi ko alam.
It's the same guy. The
Well,
same guy will actually
Let's
lead the way.
let's give credit to Durant because he will add the scoring of the Suns.
And
on this.
defense, man.
Because
He plays defense now.
because it was Ayton who was expected to
Sure.
contribute on the scoring, but
Mm.
Since he's not that scorer on this side, so they were expecting Durant to play that role, and Ayton will be concentrating on the defensive side.
Okay.
Defense, rebounds, everything.
So are you saying Phoenix? Is that what you're saying?
I think it
Parang
will.
tatalunin niyo ako ah.
Phoenix, bro.
Oh, I hate
Phoenix is
both of
really-
you.
I know Jokic,
But
the
you're-
Joker is
But
there, man, but
you're my right home. So I'm gonna say,
objectively, bro, I think the Suns.
ito lang.
For as long as there's no injury on the Suns part,
Doon na nga tayo pupunta.
no injury, the Suns will make
Doon
it to
tayo
the finals,
pupunta.
bro.
So, let's assume perfection, di ba?
Okay.
Na walang ma-injure, di ba?
Okay.
Akin lang, Denver has been consistent throughout the year. They are the number one team
Porter
with the
Jr.
MVP. Consistent. Aaron Gordon.
Aaron Gordon, right?
Everything else. Pagdating sa Phoenix, yes, they're all back, but Kevin Durant came from a technical and injury-plagued season. CP3, injury-plagued season.
And he's
Booker-
old. Sorry to say.
Akin lang, I don't think their bodies will hold up.
Okay.
That simple. That's why I'm selecting Denver. But anyway, because I'm objective with you, but pinili ni Phoenix, pagsisisihan niyo to, ang buti po. Pinili nila, 3-2-1. Phoenix
Pwede yan,
daw.
up to 7 games, but the Suns will still win.
Ewan ko sa'yo. Okay, Warriors versus Grizzlies.
Okay. Okay. I'll start youth versus experience once again. So
Yun
obviously,
yung argumento ko kanina.
ito na yun. Ito na yung perfect time to really discuss this
Okay.
because obviously the Grizzlies, they have the youth, they have the athleticism and all that. Tapos yun nga, champions kasi yung Warriors eh. Kaya they have to hold the fort and they have to do their best to really defend it. That's it. But
Oh, so you're gonna go Golden State on it.
I'm still gonna go Golden State, man. Again, to see is to believe, bro. Until matalo yung champions. Until matalo yung champions. Then that's the only time that I'll believe.
Come on, man. Our
Okay.
friend lost his mind.
Okay.
Par, alam mo,
Fiber.
kailangan mo
Charles
ng-
Barkley.
Harley.
Sabi mo, di ba?
Par, alam mo,
Di ba Air Max din
malupit
siya?
to, malupit to. Inumin mo to, bro. Nakakatulong to. Alam ko mas pang digestion to, pero mo hindi ka natunawan.
Warriors, bro. Warriors. Dog Nation all the way.
Nasiraan ng ulo yung tropa natin.
Gusto ko makita yung Suns sa yung Warriors sa finals na ng West. But
Well, obviously, I'm gonna go Grizzlies. Break the tie, pare.
break the tie. Come
Break
on.
the tie.
Youth versus experience. Come on, bro.
I'll go for the Memphis Grizzlies.
Okay,
for
that's
this.
fine.
No,
That's fine.
there you go.
Binawin ako.
Thank God.
Okay.
Thank God somebody got it right.
Ay, no.
Memphis, par. Tingnan natin ng
Memphis and Suns.
Eto na, Memphis. Oof. Eto na, medyo mabigat to.
Okay.
The Phoenix Suns versus the Memphis Grizzlies. Now, there you go. I don't know how deep the Grizzlies can do it, pero pag umabot na ng ganyang kalayo,
Bro.
wala. I'm gonna
Time
go
finals,
Phoenix.
Phoenix picks on this one.
Oh, okay, fair.
Phoenix will be.
So this is going to be a great matchup, Bucks and Phoenix, because remember, merong rivalry between
Okay, so
Grizzlies
so we're selecting already the
Phoenix, yeah.
Pakipili na po. Pakipili na po.
Phoenix Suns
Phoenix
versus the
Suns.
Bucks.
So we therefore conclude, hindi tayo mag-decision today.
Mm.
Hintayin natin ng mga 3 weeks down the road.
Right.
But as of the moment, mga viewers natin, the Shots Fire team with our staff.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
So we are predicting a Milwaukee Bucks.
A repeat
So
of the
basically-
final.
Basically, it's
Actually, yeah, repeat of the finals, but in terms of Giannis and Kevin Durant, repeat of the second round. Okay, remember, tinalo ni Giannis ang Brooklyn 2 years back.
okay.
So,
Because of the
Oh,
foot?
because of that, he had
And
that
the
1
front,
inch,
okay.
1.5 inch.
Pinagupit lang siya ng kuko.
So, I wanna see that redemption. But anyway, again, hindi natin pag-uusapan muna ngayon.
Tapusin natin.
Yeah.
So again, our final recap, it will be Milwaukee Bucks versus the Phoenix Suns. My friends, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I know.
Hiningal ako. Kailangan ko pa ng energy, papi. Sabi ng
Fiber energy at Yeah, Charles Barkley.
But exciting. So tomorrow will be which games? Bukas na yung
Miami.
Lakers ng Miami.
Miami,
So,
Chicago.
condolence sa Miami. Condolence sa Miami. So, I don't think it's gonna go too far.
Kawawa naman si Butler.
At bukas din, game 3 ng PBA. Sana kung may
Oy.
time pa na tayo para pag-usama si Barris.
LSD.
Okay, sige. NSD, yun ang kailangan ng Miami bukas.
Hindi LSD, ha?
Hindi LSD.
NSD.
LSD.
Oh.
Anyway, any case,
Before
Before
we
I
go,
go
we would like to thank ESPN for doing this.
Again, shout out to ESPN. Ang ganda ng ginawa nila sa bracketing na to.
Yeah.
At least a lot of people get to have the chance to really talk about the playoffs at this detail and just like how we're doing it now, right? So thank you, ESPN.
So if you wanted guys to have this conversation on your friends, you can just visit on their website ESPN.com.
Right. Thank you, ESPN.
excellent. So, what a way to start our premiere episode 14. Man, I miss you guys. So many things to look forward to for the next few weeks. My friends, anything else? Have a good night.
Good night. Good night.
Makikisabay ako sa inyo.
Mr. Viewers, thank you guys.
Have a good night.
Have a good night. See you next
Good
week.
night.
See you next
Shots
week.
fired.
Sign up for a year and pay less than 71 pesos per month. Visit tmt.ph/digital to get your free 30 days of the Manila Times Digital Edition.